Now, if you're one of the many golfers out there who struggles with their takeaway position, so whether that's a very outside takeaway or a very inside and rolly takeaway here, because I'm going to show you one drill to do that will really clear up your takeaway regardless of what your problem is, and will give you a perfect takeaway move every single time. So I'm Jonathan Chan with JChownGolf. Let's dive right into it. So this drill I'm going to show you right now is going to help you regardless of your issue. You could be an outside takeaway golfer or you could be an inside takeaway golfer. This will help massively, and it's really fun drill as well. So all we need 2 golf balls and we need a head cover as well. So what we do, let's set it up. We'll get another ball, and what we do, we have our ball that we're intending to hit, and now we'll set up to that golf ball, and our extra ball is just placed a little bit behind, directly behind our club head there. So what we also do, we grab a head cover and we put that head cover directly down the ball line here. So behind and down the ball line. So what we can do here is, let's demonstrate the bad one first. So if I have an overly outside takeaway, what's going to happen? The ball's going to roll real out on the outside and I'm going to miss that head cover. Now, what happens when I do the opposite? You're going to imagine what's going to happen. Of course, the ball is going to roll on the inside there. It's going to miss the head cover again. So to do it correct, yep, absolutely, we've got to roll that ball into the head cover there. So the correct move, there we go. So let's take a little bit of a deeper dive on why this drill is so good, because it really does seem overly simplistic to some extent, but there's a lot going on underneath the hood here to why this is such a good drill. So let's explain it first for a little bit of an outside takeaway. So with the outside takeaway, really we see golfers struggle with that a lot because of what they're trying to do in the takeaway. So a lot of golfers are always trying to take those hands dead straight back in that takeaway, which you're going to see here with me with the golf ball. If I take the hands dead straight back, of course, you are going to have an outside takeaway and you are going to miss that head cover with that ball. Because if the hands go dead straight back, the club head is outside our hands, of course. Now the club head's going to go more outside away from us. So really from there, we know we're swinging on an arc around our body. We know that, and we know our club does that, and we know our hands, of course, do that as well. If your club's swinging on one, your hands have to be on a smaller arc around you as well. So if I do a swing here and I do a little takeaway move where I'm trying to get my club, instead of going and my hands instead of going dead straight back, I want my hands to go in and around me here. So if I get those hands going in and around, following that arc a little bit better, you're going to see the ball isn't going to travel left or out towards the right there. It's actually going to travel dead straight back with the hands going in and around. And you can see, look at the position I'm getting in. That club head's nice and square, matching my spine angle. The hands are quite nice and close to me there. So really that is a massive misconception about takeaway that we see a lot. Hands need to be moving dead straight back. I hear this with a lot of golfers saying they've been told this in lessons, for example. Hands need to travel straight back. If you do, that club head's going to disconnect. You're going to get away from you. You're going to hit some bad shots because of that. Move those hands round the arc there. But you're going to see as I'm doing that, the club head isn't dragging in. It is following the ball line, but it's only following that ball line for a little portion there. Then it's curving round, of course, the swing arc there. So the inside takeaway here, now this is often caused by a few different little things here. I've got a video up for this, put a card up there, a little bit more in depth on the inside takeaway. But we see golfers, really, they could be extreming what we've just said. They could be really pulling those hands in and around because they know they've got to travel around you, but over exaggerating it to where that right arm's getting stuck behind your body. That's going to cause a lot of structural issues because your arms are behind your pivot. But also with golfers having the classic type of rolly takeaway move as well, where their left forearm rolls quite a bit, that club face opens up there. But whatever that problem is, this drill catches it out. So let's dive into how to get that ball to roll into that properly for a good takeaway position. So the technical aspect. So like we said when we were discussing the outside takeaway, we want, instead of the hands going down the ball line, we want the hands going in and around. But we don't want to be doing that to where we're forcing them in and around. The ball's going to go off towards, the right behind us. So what we want to do to be able to get this ball to hit this every single time is actually do pretty much nothing with your hands and arms there. If we have our arms nicely connected to our sides here, and I just move and rotate my chest just nice and passively here to where I get that club to shaft parallel, you're going to see how that ball hit the head cover, and I'm in a really nice takeaway position here. Because if I just move my chest and just have a slight rotational move of my chest here, that's really all I'm doing in this first takeaway move. You can see, because my arms are connected to my side, that club is going to be nicely traveling on the arc correctly, traveling slightly down that ball line first, then curving around. The hands are going to be nicely following the arc, because when I rotate my golf swing, my hands are going to follow my rotation. So that's how I can do it without trying to manipulate it with my hands and arms. We don't want to force the movement to happen in that takeaway. We want our body's movement, like always, to really garner and govern what our hands and arms are doing. So again, nice takeaway move with those chest, the hands and arms are being nice and passive here. So a nice chest rotation, and boom, we've got it. So what we don't want to do, now this is something I see quite common as well for golfers who miss it on the inside. They'll know they've got to rotate their body a little bit to start off, but they'll have a lot of lower body rotation as well. Because if you have too much lower body rotation to start off, hands are going to get really far behind you without pulling them in. So keep that lower body passive for the first move in your takeaway. Have that chest rotate, then you can rotate your lower body up from there. So let's hit one here, guys, and really do that nice passive chest. That's going to get us rolling that ball in there. Once we know that, we can just roll this ball into it and then hit that shot from there, and then we'll have a really good takeaway every single time. So if you found this video helpful, click that like button, and if you want more golf instruction just like this, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell button too to be notified every time I put out a video. So let's get this crucial part of the golf swing nicely locked under with this drill here.